I am Dr. Jean Fourie. In this video, I present a screening checklist for children's motor skills development. This checklist would be useful for early childhood practitioners and primary school teachers to use for screening learners' gross and fine motor skill development. The checklist should be completed for each child individually. Keen observations of a child's development helps educators identify problems and implement effective remedial interventions early on. Observations can be done in one day or over a few days. In the first part of the checklist, a record is made of any physical impairments, disabilities, or deformities the child presents with, such as paraplegia, hemiplegia, cerebral palsy, club foot, or hand and finger malformations. Record whether the child can move around the school freely. Does the child use a wheelchair, a walker, or crutches? Does the child require ramps, handrails, level ground, or special signage indicating steps and curbs? Does the child require wheelchair-friendly toilet facilities? Also record and observe if the child appears awkward, clumsy, drops things, spills things, and knocks things over regularly, and frequently bumps into objects. In the comment space of the checklist, record any other items of concern regarding the child's physical bodily functioning. In Part 2, the gross motor skills of balance, eye, motor coordination, and posture are observed and record made of whether the child can perform the following activities easily or with difficulty. For instance, walking forwards and walking backwards, running for about 10 meters, hopping on one foot, on the left foot and the right foot, balancing on the left foot and the right foot for a few seconds, walking on tippy toes, squatting down without falling over. Can the child skip, walk up and down stairs, do a star jump with both arms and legs at the same time? Can the child catch a soft ball with the left and the right and both hands? Can the child sit upright at the desk for about 10 minutes without slouching over? In Part 3, observe and record whether left or right side dominance is established. For hand dominance, observe the hand in which the child holds the pen, pencil, or crayon regularly for writing tasks. For foot dominance, roll a soft ball towards the child on the floor and see which foot the child repeatedly uses to kick the ball. For eye dominance, roll a piece of paper into a tube like a telescope and ask the child to look through it with one eye. See which eye the child uses consistently to look at far objects, and that is the dominant eye. In Part 4, observe and record whether the child knows the parts of their body. You point to parts of your own body, parts for instance on this list, and ask the child, what is the name of that body part? The child can answer in their home language. Record if the child knows these parts, such as the head, eyes, nose, ears, chin, neck, fingers, thumb, elbow, knees, toes, back, tummy, legs, foot. In Part 5, you want to see if the child knows the left and right side of the body. First, Ask the child to show you their own left side and their own right side. Then ask the child to point to your left side and your right side to see if they understand laterality. In part 7, observe and record if the child can cross over their own body's imaginary midline. Ask the child to touch their right shoulder with their left hand, to kick the right foot over the left side, to touch their right ear with their left hand, and so on. The child should easily cross hands, arms, and legs over to the other side of the body without hesitation, clumsiness, or jerkiness. For part 7, observe and record the child's sense of one object's position in three-dimensional space relative to another object. Use a toy and a box or a desk. Ask the child to put the toy inside the box, on top of the box, in front of the box, behind the box, on the side of the box, and underneath the box to observe their understanding of position. In part 8, observe and record the child's general sense of direction in the school, the classroom, and the playground. Does the child have a good sense of direction? Can they easily learn to find their way around a new place and do not get lost or confused in unfamiliar surroundings? Ask the child to walk to a door or to the end of a corridor and to turn left or right and then to walk back to you to see their general sense of direction. In part 9, observe and record the child's activities required for ease of daily living. Can the child use the toilet without help? Can they do and undo clothes fasteners like buttons, hooks and eyes, zippers, shoelaces? Can the child put the right shoe on the right foot and the left shoe on the left foot without getting confused? Can they put on and take off their jersey or jacket without help? Can they eat food at a table with the spoon, fork and knife used correctly? Can they peel fruit like bananas and nachos? Can they open a screw top, water or juice bottle? Can they open a can of soda or cola? General activities of daily living require gross and fine motor skills. In part 10, fine motor skills are observed and recorded related to hand dexterity. Can the child clench a fist in one hand and then in the other hand? Can they move their wrists in a circular motion? Pick up small objects like a bean or a paperclip with the forefinger and the thumb in a pincer grip? Can they pick up small objects like a pom-pom or a sweet using a peg or a tweezer? Can the child thread large beans on a string? Can they put pieces in a puzzle or build Lego and building blocks? All fine motor activities related to the hand are observed and recorded. In part 11, fine motor skills related to pencil and pen skills are observed and recorded. First, determine what pencil grasp the child is using. Is it a cylindrical, digital, modified tripod, or tripod grasp? Observe how the child holds the page in relation to their body. Is the page in front of them or to one side of the child's midline? Is the non-pencil hand holding the page down to keep it still? Can the child copy a simple pattern like a zigzag and loops? Can they color in a picture, staying in the lines? Can they draw simple shapes, squares, circles, triangles, diamond? Can the child draw a picture of a person and write their own name? Can they write the letters of the alphabet and the letters of the numbers from 1 through to 10. In Part 12, fine motor skills related to use of the scissor are observed and recorded. Can the child hold a pair of scissors and the page correctly to cut out a shape like a square? Can they cut out a straight line or the edge off a page? Can they cut out a circular shape going around? Can they cut out a zigzag edge? Can they cut shapes and paste them onto a page? All these fine motor skills are essential for effective learning and taking place in classroom activities. The observation checklist should be used in order to determine if there is any intervention required to assist the child with gross or fine motor activities, and these should be started as early as possible once a problem has been identified.